What? It's not done yet? It's been 3 hours since my grandma stopped by the bank to open an account. My grandma is a very kind-hearted person. She might be hesitating to speak up, seeing how busy the bank employees look. I went to the counter on her behalf. Excuse me. Yes. The bank employee turned around with a smile, but his attitude changed when he saw me and my grandma. Oh, it's you too. Stop disturbing me. Poor people can wait, got it. He chuckled mockingly at us. I sighed deeply in exasperation. If the bank employee is going to have that attitude, there's nothing I can do. That's enough. I'll withdraw the $29 million and close the account. What? Because he underestimated us, he would face a miserable end. My name is James Smith. Good morning, James. Good morning. I've moved workplaces, so I'm staying with my grandparents now. My grandparents are kind and supportive of everything I do, which makes me really happy. While brushing my teeth, I noticed some papers on the table. I picked up one of the documents. The document I picked up was from the bank. What's this about, Grandma? Oh, that. I wanted to open a new account. I picked up a few other documents, but they were all from suspicious or distant places. Worried, I suggested a certain bank to my grandma. How about the bank I've been using for years? It's reliable, and their service is excellent. I think it'll be fine. I looked up the bank's website on my phone and showed it to her. Well, if it's a bank you use, then I guess it's safe. I'll go there today. I'm worried about you going alone. Should I come with you? No, it's fine. I don't want to trouble you, James. With that, she gathered her things and went to the bank I recommended. Despite her words, there was one thing that worried me. It was something about my grandma that concerned me. This story goes back a few years. It happened when I was out for work. Hello, it's me. Oh, James, what's wrong?
Yeah.
It's James. I accidentally bumped into an elderly person on the street and injured them. Now they're asking for medical expenses. How much do you need? About $10,000. My grandma was on her way to the bank, following the instructions of someone claiming to be me, when she ran into my grandpa. My grandpa, finding it suspicious, contacted me. Oh, what's up, Grandpa? I said what? That's not me. Okay, thanks for letting me know. Thanks to my grandpa, my grandma avoided the scam, but I was really worried at the time. My grandma is a kind person but a bit absent-minded and easily trusts people, so I was quite worried. I hope Grandma will be okay. With concern, I headed to work. While I was heading to work, worried, my grandma was visiting the bank counter. Welcome. My name is Chris Taylor. How can I assist you today? Well, I'd like to open a new account and deposit $100. My grandma said this to Chris, the bank employee, but he apparently looked at her suspiciously. My grandma tried to speak several times, but was ignored each time. Yes, oh, it's you again. Chris stared at her and then snickered. Well, I'd like to open a bank account. Poor people can wait. Chris shooed her away, saying, Go on, get out of here. My grandma tried to talk to Chris multiple times, but he kept dismissing her, prioritizing wealthy clients. She went to the counter repeatedly but was mostly ignored and ended up waiting for 3 hours. That old lady is annoying. Geez, poor people should just go home already. Chris was repeatedly annoyed by my grandma. Is it still difficult for me to open an account? Yes, it will still take some time. I see. My grandma, being kind, thought it was her fault and kept approaching the counter when it didn't seem busy. I wonder if Grandma was okay. I was at work, but I was too worried about my grandma, so I called home just in case. My grandpa answered the phone. When I asked him, he said my grandma hadn't come back yet. What? She's not back yet? Okay, got it. I'll see you later. I left work early and headed to the bank where my grandma was. Did grandma not know how to open an account? Did something happen on her way back from the bank? All sorts of thoughts crossed my mind as I walked. Welcome.
Um,
Sir, how can I assist you today? I apologize for the delay, my name is Chris Taylor. When I arrived at the bank, a male employee approached me with a smile. His name tag read Chris Taylor. He was smiling, but his eyes were not. He had "this customer looks wealthy. I'll prioritize him" smeared all over his face. No, I'm not here for my business, but... I ignored Chris's words and looked around for my grandma.
ah,
Grandma. I rushed over to my grandma. James. TCH. Chris clicked his tongue and sighed when he saw us. Don't pretend you're something you're not. I guess you were just wearing an expensive suit. He looked down on me and walked away. What's with that employee? His attitude is terrible. Puzzled by Chris's rude behavior, I sat down with my grandma. Grandma, you were late. What happened? Well, I still haven't been able to open the bank account. What? It's not done yet? I've asked multiple times, but they keep ignoring me. I think it's because they think I don't understand. Really? Can you tell me what happened? When I asked my grandma, she said that Chris, the rude bank employee, had been ignoring her, and she had been waiting for 3 hours. It was a mystery why they wouldn't help her with just opening a bank account. When I opened my account, it was smooth and the service was good. I wonder if that employee who assisted me is no longer here. I looked around, but there was no sign of Chris. James, what's wrong? No, it's nothing. I should have come with you from the beginning. I muttered that and went to the counter again. Excuse me. Yes. Oh, it's you again. Stop disturbing me. Please go away. Chris turned around but changed his attitude as soon as he saw my face. I'd like to open a bank account, please. I've told you many times, we'll call you properly, so please wait. You say that, but my grandma has been waiting this whole time. Well, this is a bank, so waiting is to be expected. He chuckled mockingly at me. No matter how many times I tried, he wouldn't listen, and I just couldn't tolerate it anymore. Talking to you is pointless, so forget it. I could say the same to you. We don't have time to deal with just you two. I sighed deeply at those words. All right then. I'll withdraw the $29 million and close the account. What? I said I'll withdraw the $29 million and close the account. If you're short on time, I don't want to waste it. Chris listened to my words, looking at me with shifting eyes. You're bluffing.
ha, ha.
Chris pointed at me with a trembling finger, laughing. If you think I'm bluffing, you can check the account. When I handed him the bank book, he started checking the account. The bank employee looked at me with a stunned expression. His expression screamed, he's just bluffing. It's just a poor guy pretending to be something he isn't. He must have checked my account, as he started to shout. No way. This can't be real. Startled by his shouting, people around started murmuring and looking this way. Moving his legs nervously like a newborn fawn, Chris returned to the counter I was waiting at. Sorry for the wait. With shaking hands, he placed the bank book down. So, what did you find? Was I bluffing after all? I looked down at Chris's face. No, sir. Chris was sweating and his voice was cracking. Hearing the commotion, the branch manager came out from the back. What's going on here? Oh, Mr. Smith, hello. Hello, Mr. Brown. Did Chris do something wrong? Brown asked me anxiously. I explained to Manager Brown that Chris had kept my grandma waiting for 3 hours and changed his attitude based on whether he thought someone was wealthy. Chris turned pale, looked down, and clenched his fists. Hearing this, Manager Brown glared at Chris. What is this about? I don't recall ever telling you to treat customers that way. It wasn't me, it was. Enough excuses. Step back. I will handle Mr. Smith personally. Chris, who had been arrogant just moments ago, shrank and grumbled as he left the scene. I apologize for the unpleasant scene. No, it's not your fault, Mr. Brown. You helped me a lot in the past. This goes back a few years. I was working as a regular corporate employee but didn't find it fulfilling. It was when I turned 27. I had juniors and was considered competent at work, eventually rising to the position of assistant manager. The company's expectations of me were also a source of pressure. Just when I was thinking this might be my life, I heard something from the TV. Your entire life is determined by the time you're 30. Those words that came from the TV struck me, and I started buying books to find what I really wanted to do. I had never wanted to become a corporate employee in the first place. So, while I wasn't dissatisfied with my current life, I felt a bit uneasy. So, I decided to take the plunge, quit my job, and start my own business. It was this bank that lent me money at that time, and Mr. Brown was the one in charge back then. I was completely lost, but when I explained what I wanted to do, he willingly took on my case. I went from bank to bank, but few would listen to me. I finally ended up at this branch. At that time, Mr. Brown warmly welcomed me. I see. A business dealing with foreign products? Yes, that's right. I was sweating a bit and swallowed hard. I remember this moment well. I was so nervous I could hardly breathe. I watched Mr. Brown as he reviewed my documents. I was prepared to be rejected again. I see. An international business sounds good.
Yeah.
Wait, what? Seeing someone chase their dreams inspires me. I want to support that. I'll never forget those kind words from Mr. Brown. I felt that if a person like him supported me, I could trust this branch. Thanks to this bank and Mr. Brown, I was able to start my international business and grow this much. And now, back to the present. It's been about 3 years since then, hasn't it? Yes. If it weren't for your help that day, Mr. Brown, I don't think I would be this successful now. My company now imports products from several foreign companies, and we've grown our staff. And, to be frank, I'm making far more money than Chris ever could. This might all be thanks to those random words I heard on TV that day. We'll go home for today. I'll discuss the bank account with my grandma. With that, my grandma and I returned home. The next day, we received a phone call. Don't worry, Grandma, I'll get it. Hello? Oh, Mr. Brown. The call was from Mr. Brown. He wanted to come by our house to apologize for yesterday. Yes, that's fine. My grandma and I are both at home right now. Okay, see you soon. 15 minutes later, the doorbell rang. I thought Chris, the rude employee, would come too, but when I opened the door, only Mr. Brown was there. He asked for my grandma as well, so after showing him to the living room, I went to get her. Sorry to keep you waiting. Here's some coffee. Thank you. So, what brings you here today? I began the conversation. Actually, Mr. Brown started, and the atmosphere grew a bit tense. Then he bowed deeply in front of my grandma and me. I sincerely apologize for what happened yesterday. Manager Brown kept his head bowed for several seconds. Mr. Brown, please raise your head. When I said that, he slowly lifted his head, looking apologetic. According to the manager, Chris had been fired. Apparently, he had been neglecting other customers who appeared poor as well. He only attended to wealthy-looking customers to boost his performance, but due to this incident and numerous negative reviews on social media, he was sacked. The issue of Chris had been raised several times in meetings, but due to anonymous complaints, they couldn't determine who was responsible. Then, when Mr. Brown saw the argument between Chris and me, he reported the issue to the corporate board. As a result, Chris was fired yesterday for causing significant damage to the company. We sincerely apologize for the trouble we caused you, Mr. Smith. We are very sorry for the unpleasant experience. Then, my grandma gently patted Mr. Brown's shoulder. Sir, thank you for coming all the way here to apologize. I talked with James yesterday, and we were wondering if we could still open an account at your bank. My grandma smiled kindly at Mr. Brown. James said your bank is trustworthy. I'm sure Chris had his reasons, so I'm not worried about it. Hearing my grandma's words, Mr. Brown's eyes filled with tears. I'll come along too, so can we proceed with opening the account? Yes, of course. Thank you so much. After that, I accompanied my grandma, and we successfully opened the bank account. Despite everything, thanks to Mr. Brown, we felt relieved. Although there were some bad feelings, I realized the importance of human relationships. I'm back to living a normal life with my grandparents. Grandma, Grandpa, I'm off. Okay, take care. I'm happy that my grandparents are still smiling as always. I decided to build trustworthy relationships, rather than judging people by their money.